We're going to rank his muscle groups from the front. Last time we ranked his muscle groups from the back. Today we're going to complete the tier list. So his biceps are a little bit interesting. His inner head is a little bit shorter insert than his outer head. Generally, it's flip-flop for most people. Even from the previous back double bicep, we look at this and we think, yeah, easily A tier potential on these biceps. Forearms look a little bit better from the front because we can see the flexors. We definitely see the ability to get some vascularity, but we still do see a little bit more of those short inserts. And that's because this is a taller guy. So we're going to keep him at the B tier ranking for his forearm. And then with the triceps, he's got some vascularity going on, but we just don't see a lot of sweeping. It might be one of those muscle groups where he's just never able to get that saturation and that mass needed to fill out his arms. So I'm going to keep the triceps at B tier. But now let's move on to the chest, because looking at this side chest pose, you can see that he's got a good amount of mass on the lower part of the chest. You can see kind of this funneling of the lower fibers as they're connecting up. We don't see a ton of shelving of the chest. We do see a good amount of leanness because he has that kind of triangle. I'm going to say that the chest is B tier potential right now because it doesn't seem like it's going to get massive, but it does have medium inserts and should be pretty big overall. Looking at the shoulders, we see some good striations. Getting a little bit more roundness in the rear delts will absolutely help with having more of those boulder shoulder appearances. And because he's tall, having big shoulders overall, especially since they're a little bit longer insert, will be beneficial because it could give him more of that overall aesthetic stacked kind of appearance. That's a good mix between roundness and saturation whenever it comes to shoulders. Then we keep the shoulders at A tier for sure. Looking at the side tricep, we can see that he overall has a medium amount of mass everywhere. And then we look at the abs and we think, okay, the obliques are looking really good. We're seeing those striations. We're going to say A tier potential there. But whenever we look at the abdominals, we're just not really seeing a lot of that clean abdominal look. And that's because he's storing most of his fat around the navel. He's storing a little bit in the lower back, but we just don't have enough mass in the abdominal area to get that thick separation. From this pose, I think it actually is a little bit better. Let's bump him up. We'll call it B tier. Okay. I still want him to have thicker abdominals though. This is close, but it's just not quite there yet.